Hi, Andrea from SEN Parent Support Group here again. I wanted to pop on and ad-lib a discussion and a deliverance around the SENCO in terms of school, how to get the best out of them. Now, SENCOs are pretty much qualified teachers with SEN law training. Probably to the level that I've had, unless they're going to an NA SEND accreditation, which is equivalent to a master's. Now, SENCOs will pretty much orchestrate the support that a child needs within school from your input. What they should do the first time that you raise a concern is discuss with you what those concerns are and how they affect within the academic environment. Having done that, they then need to progress to an assess, plan, do, review, a graduated approach, which allows them to look at maybe cognitive differences, physical differences, auditory, visual, the list goes on, social and emotional. What they do is they assess those through observations, and for example, if dyslexic and that comes under cognitive, then they would do a separate assessment. So what happens is they would do that over a minimum of an 8-week period, and once they've done that, their findings would then either do one of two things: put them on the SEN register, or to the point where they would then say to the parent, okay, it looks like we need to do an EHCP needs request. On that basis, an EdPsych would come in. However, whilst they are assessing, planning, doing and reviewing, they can bring their own EdPsych in, their own OT and their own SALT. And what this does is further assess the needs of said child. Now, the law surrounding the Children and Families Act, the Education Act, the Disability Discrimination Act, all focuses in on the SEN regulation, which is to put a child on a par with their peers. So, if, for example, on a physical level, your child can't walk, that child can't access the classroom. If on an invisible level, that child had social and emotional difficulties or cognitive difficulties, for example, executive functioning was a couple of years behind, they would have to, by law, identify input, intervene so that that child was on a par with the other students. Now, don't be mistaken, SENCO are not psychiatrists. They're not psychologists. They can assess based on the child's presentation in the classroom. But what is pivotal is your input. Now, I want to focus a little bit about how you present that, your findings to the SENCO in a format that makes their alarm bells go off. What I strongly suggest is that for your child, if you believe that they are neurodiverse, for example, which is an invisible cognitive difference, if you believe that, then there are a few things that you can do as a parent to add weight to your battle, for want of a better word, to SENCO and that process. What you can do is a sensory profile. They're available online. You can do even social, emotional and mental health profiles are online for you to do. You know, these questionnaires where it's agree, strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree. And what they do is they present a picture. Now, also in groups, there's the fragile spectrum, which is in our albums, which you can refer to. All of these things paint a picture, provide evidence that is on file to protect you from parent blame. That's a totally different vlog relating to fabricated induced illness, which is otherwise known as FI or Munchausen's by proxy. That's a totally different thing, and I am not at a level where I could deliver that confidently. If you are at that stage, although I'm digressing here, if you're at that stage, then you need to seek legal advice. However, to prevent getting to that stage, it's all about the evidence that you produce to SENCO. Now, also it's about the language you use, rather than, well, he won't do as he's told. He doesn't take direction. He just sits in his bedroom all day on the computers. That is not appropriate language. That literally puts it back on you as the parent, and that's when they stop seeing the child as having special educational needs or needing differentiation in education, and they start seeing you as the child's parent who is orchestrating these situations so that that child then thinks they can get away with that in school. So the way you talk to SENCO and the way you present information is key. I would strongly advise you document everything. Again, there's a file in templates, which is to diarise, log, so you can see when something needs actioning, when you've sent information, when they've responded, when they should respond, what kind of a day your child's had at school, what those triggers were, and you can present a picture based on that. Certainly from my experience, and I do this purely to help you get your children support faster. And that was the whole basis of the group being set up from an educational standpoint, and dealing with the officialdom of school and the blocks that they can potentially put in front of you. You're obviously all here because they're doing that already. So the keynote has to be evidence, diarise, record, hold them accountable if they're going to action, and make sure you read their SEN policy and behaviour policy in order to combat this. It's a lot of work, it's draining. I definitely aged over a 10-year period, certainly internally and externally, and it's mind-blowing, it really is, but we are here to help. So if you do anything today, grab a pen, grab a paper, do some assessments online on behalf of your child, collate that evidence, and see if it can help you. Thank you.